I need one more thorn branch.
Okay. Do you have... No, I assume you have no gold bars on you.
I believe I do, actually.
Okay. I might have enough, but I think I can make the elevator... Yep, I can make the elevator down to the 15th floor.
Very
Hopefully
nice
that'll have
indeed.
more
I've got
gold.
4 gold bars, by the way.
Okay, save them, use them for yourself. I am good.
Okay. Roger, roger. Whoever is pushing me away from the kitchen, you are this close to being in the kitchen. Thin ice. Super thin ice. My lord. Right, I'm going to feed my mount some fresh apples. Because nothing says centipede food like fresh apples. I think... Good to go. But yeah, we should hit the Insecta Queen up a few more times. We need to get that fusion pool. Targeted G. You know what? I'm a level 2 here. Can I get the targeted G nature? I need Insecta eggs and monster meat. Oh, okay. So I can. Tonk. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be down with taking her out. I mean, definitely with our better equipment.
Yeah, I imagine we'd be...
wrecking.
Yeah, I can't see us having much of a trouble with it, honestly.
Let's see. Got some thorn seeds. Oh, you're an enemy. Oh.
I hate doing that. They've all just been planted.
Wow.
Wow, everything wanted to have a go at you there, didn't they?
Apparently.
Oh, actually, you are still getting a little bit of wood from those things.
Yeah, I think this is enough. I think they can get bigger. I don't know how at what point they start dropping the rare stuff. So this
I imagine it's probably when they've had a full...
Yeah, it looks like I have to
cycle.
be more patient. Dang.
Oh, we all know that patience isn't one of Wander's strongest qualities.
Nope. I can be patient when I need to be, but when it's just like a small thing that I just need one of, it's like,
I think everyone can be patient when they need to be, because it's not patience then. It's being forced to wait. I think the measure of patience is your willingness to be patient when you don't need to be. In the same way, it's like, what's the saying? If a person is forced to choose to be good, are they being good? If they have no choice, can it be said that they're being good? The result is that they are doing a good thing. But were they being a good person for doing it if they didn't get to choose to? It's an interesting ethical question, that one. One that we had to write a... It's not really a thesis or anything like that, but we had to reason and apply, write a little bit of paper on ethics when it was in my AI degree.
So what was your...
Because no one wants an AI that doesn't have ethics, because that leads to Skynet.
What was your conclusion on that one? Is the person that does good but doesn't think good, are they a good person? Is that effectively the summation?
If a person without free will cannot be said to have any moral agency in their decisions, if they cannot choose but to be good, they're not being good. They're simply doing what they've been told to do. That was my conclusion. When the question is ethics, it does not matter what the end result was. It matters what the intention was. If you're not talking about ethics, then it mostly matters. Like in real world applications, it mostly just matters what ended up happening. If a bad person does the right thing, then they did the right thing. You know, they did a good thing. even if they didn't want to. It doesn't matter as long like if you could take someone who is inherently like, you know, this theoretical, this is actually evil. You know, the whole question of evil and good and whether morality exists in the universe. No, actually, we're going to throw that out. There is evil and there is good, and this person is just pure evil, but they can't help but do good things. Well, from the perspective of, does it matter? No, not really. If they're forced to do good things, do we need to be questioning whether they're ethically good or bad? No. Ultimately, as long as the outcome is good. But if you are talking about ethics, then I feel that the intention matters.
The reason why I ask this is there was a number of the like kind of Me Too things and like the solidarity things that happened over the last month or so, and there was kind of the question of the people that were just paying lip service. You know, they'd post about it. You know, they'd say like, "Yes, I'm an ally,"
like
but they
wouldn't.
Sort of
company things and all that sort of
yeah,
stuff. Like,
exactly.
You know. Does it matter if the result is they still use their enormous platform and get the message out? So is that where,
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's like a lot of people were mad that, you know, all of these companies were effectively paying lip service, and I'm kind of like, at the same time, even just paying lip service helps, and so I'm kind of in that. Oh, you need to stay where you are. You almost died. Actually, you're healing up fine.
What are you doing?
I'm down on level 15 and my ice dragon got wrecked, and so I'm like, okay, you stay behind. I'm going to
I should come and visit you.
Keep fighting.
Ooh, they have got big guns.
Yeah, they do, and they take a lot of stabbing.
Oh, have you made the grounder workshop yet?
No. I don't think I had the orb.
Did you not? I'm fairly certain you killed the second boss, and it was at that point that it changed.
Oh, I do have it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we should go kill the Insector first, because
because you don't have the quest yet.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like I have the grounder ball. I'd like to make the grounder thing, but no, ain't that level.
Yep.
Have we found an Insector Queen, by the way?
No, but we can just look around. I imagine it won't take as long if we just keep going in one direction.
I'm just quick checking some maps. Because it's super easy to find. It's always in the same location.
That's a good point. Do they have any maps? But yeah, it was quite interesting, the sort of stuff on ethics. With a lot of the stuff I learned regarding AI was purely, you know, the maths behind it. But there were a couple of times where we delved into more of the psychology.
People are trying to bring up the equivalency of how much good does it take to balance out a bad. That's not the argument, though. This is like, well, maybe. I'm just thinking of all of the people that were like taking pictures at like BLM protests or something like that, and it's like it's super clear that they're just here to kind of have the optics of I am supporting this movement as opposed to the actually like putting effort in. I think even I'm mildly guilty of this, that I don't do nearly enough. Mainly just because like after a certain point, how do you balance your life with all that?
So yeah, what you're touching on there is the idea of like, you know, someone going to a rally and encouraging people to give, and then someone coming back with the argument, well, what are you doing about all of the starving children in such and such a place? It's like, well, you can only do so much.
Yeah.
You know, there's a point where the invested energy no longer just you know, brings back any kind of meaningful result, and that energy would be better spent elsewhere. But it is a very important question, and in fact, you know, the whole thing of invested effort versus return on that investment is another thing that we studied quite a lot. Hello, cuckoo. You a real cuckoo or a phantom cuckoo?
I have not run into a
real
single
cuckoo.
one of these cuckoos of yours.
Really? You've never come across one of the bank cuckoos?
Oh! Not today, no. Especially not popping out of stuff.
This one was a real one. It was there to begin with. So, hooray.
I just feel like you are being singled out and haunted for some reason. 'Cause I think I saw
Really, the
like
cuckoos
one
are trying to tell me something.
Yeah. Put your stuff away. Start banking.
Yeah.
Your mattress is not a valid monetary storage location. Maybe they're just mad because we've got the inventory mod, and they're trying to raise a quiet protest.
Purple lightning in my chat just said, I read something about supermarket trolleys are a really good litmus test if someone is good or not.
Oh man. So
The whole thing of do they return the trolley when they don't have to? Yeah. No,
I have a somewhat unique perspective on that. As somebody that had to go get all of those for hours on end, I actually really liked the people that would leave their trolleys in the back-ass end of nowhere, because that would give me a nice walk that didn't involve pushing like 50 carts at a time.
Is an interesting take on it, yeah. Yeah.
Because every once in a while I'd just be like kind of sick of pushing carts, so I'd be like, hey, let's go find all of the carts that are like stuck in the woods. And so I'd just start pulling them out, and then I'd sort which ones were too damaged to be repaired, and I'd go tell the manager.
That is a very interesting note. But I suppose it's intent. Because in that instance, was the person who left their shopping cart on the other end of the planet doing so to give you an opportunity to get away from the humdrum of your job? Because if they were, then there's an argument that they were being a good person.
There's only one person that would, and that was my mother, because I told her about it, and she would always leave her cart in a very specific part that let me take a very leisurely stroll near kind of a waterway, which had a nice breeze, because it was usually like 90-something degrees, which is like, 36 centigrade? Something like that. It was freaking hot. And so she would leave the cart in a very like inconvenient location on days that she knew I was working, so I could take a break without actually having to like waste my break.
I like that. That is pretty awesome. Oh, I am getting a call. Give me just a second. Actually, I'm gonna have to use a Rifter Stone to jump back. I shall be right back.
All right. That is a nice respawn. Or not respawn, ringtone. There we go.
Ringtone. Give me a sec.
Wonder I haven't run into a cuckoo. Walks right by a cuckoo. Maybe I'm just cuckoo blind. Probably am. This freaking drill is great. Let's go straight up. So leave the cart out. If you ever put them up, it would automate the job and fire the worker. As one of those workers, we were the most in-demand job at the grocery store because no one wanted to do it. So I don't think you need to worry too much about... Oh, these are green cells! You don't need to worry too much about cart monkeys. Though I know Target had a machine that would, like, help you push them. It still was one of those where, like, you had to do it constantly. So you hated to have to go find carts, because when you worked there, it was uneven. There was no shade where I worked at. For me, it was finding the carts was the only time where I wasn't pushing, like, 6-10 carts at a time, because I'd have to go find the one, like, way out in the ass end of nowhere, which meant I could, you know, I could kind of walk slower, and I didn't have to push, like, a heavy weight, and there was no shade no matter what, so it was just, like, no matter where I was, finding those carts was a problem. But I guess from my perspective, I was pushing carts for hours on end because I worked at a really large grocery store. I'm sure it's probably not as fun when you have to go outside from the cool store to go do that sort of thing. Ooh. That sounds really cool, Gemroth, actually. I might have to look at that. Tiberium mod. That'd be cool. I need another excuse to play RimWorld. Or not RimWorld. Well, yes, RimWorld, but mostly Factorio. They fired the floor cleaner guy at the local Walmart because they got an automated floor cleaner. It sucks. Yeah. I mean, to some small degree, automation like that is important. That, like, there's probably a better job that you could have that floor cleaner doing. But the problem is nobody actually, like, helps that floor cleaner get another job. I wonder.
If you actually... I've returned in the middle of a philosophical discussion.
Okay.
It's fine. Continue.
I'll bring you into this. So, workplace automation. I was talking about cart pushing and how, you know, people leave somebody was saying they leave carts out so that, you know, it justifies the cart pusher's job.
Yeah, I was going to say, because, you know, what you were describing was it was interesting because it kind of touches on that whole thing, which was... I would imagine a bit of a slippery slope. Because then you very quickly get to the point where people are like, yeah, I throw rubbish on the floor to justify bin men having a job. And it's like,
Yeah, I don't know about that one. And
yeah, it's like, I'm fairly certain they would get a different job, probably a nicer job, if this job didn't exist.
I wonder about that sometimes, because, like, automation is going to be a huge issue that we're going to have to deal with it, like, as a species. You know, at what point is it too much, and, like, how do you reconcile the sheer amount of job losses with the amount of, you know, automation you're doing? And I was wondering if it would be acceptable to have the job that does the automation, like automating the people out of the job, if the onus was on them to a small degree, to actually
help the person who lost their job get a new job.
Yeah, so for example, somebody was talking about how the janitor was replaced because they got an auto, like, floor cleaner, and I was wondering, it's like, I almost wonder if the industry that, you know, just automated these people out of the job should be responsible for maybe not funding their education, but, like, giving them the resources they need to find something new.
Then you start coming into the sort of area of, like, you know, universal basic income and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As well. Which is an interesting question and area to investigate.
Yeah, I didn't Spain say that they were going to push directly towards that, like, very recently, or am I misremembering this?
I don't recall. I'm afraid I don't recall. I don't remember hearing that Spain had said that at the very least.
Okay, there was something about it, but I don't remember that much. It's one of those where it's like, it wasn't at all part of anybody's conversation until, like, 4 years ago, and now it's kind of crept into half of the things I talk about. And I'm just like, I should probably stop, but it's too cool. I found the queen, by the way.
Ah, okay. Cool. I will be down there shortly. I'm just making some more bullets. What am I going to make my bullets out of? Copper? Or do I have enough iron? I have enough iron, I think. Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you're looking for any items called green cells, but I finally found out what they were.
Oh, they're basically the trees that I've got planted.
Yeah, exactly. I was playing solo for a while, wandering around killing those, like, green insect spawners, being like, why aren't these dropping anything? And it's like, wait a second, these might not actually be green cells. And they're not. But it was a bit of a surprise for me. And yeah, it turned out I just had never chopped down a single tree around here.
Well done. You resisted deforestation.
I just didn't need to. It was like, I'll just go buy them. They're not in my way.
Right. Okay. So what level are you on?
Floor 5.
Floor 5. Heading down there now. So, oh, right. You're straight up. Right. I get you. I can see the path you've taken. Have you tended to light it with torches? Yes, you have. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll follow the torch trail then.
Yeah. There should be some like very direct paths north too.
You know, as much as I was saying that this drill is not as good as the pickaxe in general, it is. I'm
so convenient.
Using it a lot. Yeah.
Like it might not have the like per strike bonus that the pickaxe has, but like if you want to go straight north, hit the drill, walk up, and you're good.
Yeah. There you go.
I should probably get a functional ranged weapon before we fight the queen.
Yeah, the queen really did benefit from, like, the fight against the queen, I feel really does benefit from ranged.
So I might clear this out and then do a very quick,
Well, if you want to tag me in, I'll continue the clean out, and you can go grab a ranged weapon. And by the time I'm done... Oh, thank you so much, Sheila. By the time I'm done, you can come back with your weapon.
Cool.
So I'm looking for where you are. Oh, I've gone way up to the north.
Yeah, I didn't find the insect queen immediately. I kind of like went past and then was just
right.
Oh,
okay, so I was going the right way.
Yeah, you were
like,
you were absolutely going the right way. I saw like the edge of the purple and I was just like, this is where I want to be.
Right, yeah, I got you. I'm in here now.
Oh, my poor dragon beast. I think I'm just gonna have to ride the boar.
Yeah, I strongly suspect that Ash Sprout is going to get wrecked in this fight, like they did in the last couple of fights. But I still need to capture the ball. Thinking about it. Do I have any torches?
I've definitely picked up a lot more.
You know what? Sure. No, I want to keep those.
Let's
go ahead.
I've definitely picked up a lot more of those boar glands, so we should have no problems.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm going to need to get a load of collars, though. So we can do that. Don't mind me, insects. Just, you know, taking over your home. Ooh, I think I just got one of those parasite spears. Because you actually need one of those, don't you, to upgrade. In fact, that's also true of the sickle.
By the way,
the sickle is the draw.
So I've the spear and the lance. Sorry, the spear and the lance. The regular, like the upgraded version drops as well, so you've probably already found one of those.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I was quite disappointed to find that one out. I was like, oh man, I can finally upgrade the spear. Wait, no, I already have that. Never mind.
That's a shame. I thought that was actually quite cool. I like it when things are like, yeah, you know what? You can't get everything just by crafting. You do have to do a little bit of exploration. I think that is genuinely quite fun. I like there being a reason for doing stuff, and that there is some stuff you have to be lucky enough to find. I'm not like a huge fan of RNG being like a really driving force in the game, but I do like it existing to a little bit.
So, I'm gonna switch gears for a little bit. Topics, or what is the most like small world experience you've had?
How do you mean
On
small
YouTube, off YouTube, Twitch, not Twitch, doesn't matter.
Well, as in like just meeting someone and be like, oh wow, it's such a small world sometimes, sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of. Basic example. One of my viewers right now is like, yeah, I was talking to one of my friends, and apparently, like, they knew you in college, and I'm like, that is a small world. I like that. Other
right,
things
okay,
include
yeah.
like Alexa and I went to the same college. Which he's one of the Wholesome Verse guys. I don't know if you've interacted with him yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was just looking at the graduation list for this year, and I was just like, wait a second, he's on it.
Well, you didn't notice until after.
No, because like I'm a good
fantastic.
7 years older than him, so we wouldn't have gone to college at the same time.
Oh, right. Sorry. I thought when you were saying that, like, you knew each other in college, I was like, what?
No.
You forgot? That's so bad.
No.
Naughty one.
That would be cooler. But no, it was just like a random shot out of nowhere. Hey, here's Alexa. What? I thought that was really neat.
Okay, so...
It could be broader range or more specific than that.
Can't put me on the spot. There are loads of times where I have said, wow, it's such a small world. So clearly it happens to me, but I can't think offhand about a particular example just now. I will stew on it for a moment and try and think about that. Also trying to not die now that I've unfortunately backed myself into a dead end. I mean, I've had plenty of kind of like weird worlds colliding moments where, for example, when I was studying judo.
Judo, as in like the martial art?
Yeah. And one of the guys that I knew there, I kind of had met through gaming. And it was a weird sort of thing, because like I didn't really touch on my hobbies much with the other people in the class or our it always feels so disingenuous to say. It feels weird when I say sensei out in another conversation, even though that's how we referred to our tutors during the class, you know. But it feels weird when just outside of that environment to use that word. But yeah, I didn't really talk about much of my my hobbies or kind of my interest in programming or any of that sort of stuff outside. So it was a real strange one when suddenly like someone who knew me, who went to the same sort of belonged to the same sort of kind of LAN party group as I did, started coming to the same dojo, and I was like, and he would engage me in conversation about gaming and stuff while I was you know, in the circle of friends with the other martial arts students, and it's like, this is so weird, because I would talk about vastly different things with the two separate groups of people. So when they were all in the same group together, and we were like the conversations were cross-pollinating in a way, it was like, oh, this is strange. It's like worlds literally colliding, two different planets just smushing together. Small world ones. I mean, I've got a funny story that isn't about me. I'm not sure I should say it,
fine.
actually. It's about my brother. No, that's too embarrassing. Even if he never saw this, I'd feel like I'm betraying his confidence in some way if I talked about that. But there are instances where you kind of met people and have been friends with them for a while, and then found out, oh, actually, you're like my third cousin. And little things like that. But it is a crazy small world sometimes, especially if you come from somewhere like Wales, which is a very small country. But in terms of like stuff online, can't think of many instances of it.
As you mentioned, my brothers, and it's like, I actually had that with my own brother. He was hanging out with one of his friends, and they were talking about like watching a YouTube series, and he realized after the like midway through the conversation, they were talking about me, and he was sitting there trying to decide how to broach the topic that they were watching his older brother, play a video game online. I mean, it wasn't that weird, but it was just kind of amusing. It's like, oh yeah, that is super small world.
Yeah, they genuinely is sometimes. Genuinely is. Let me see.
By the way, the mining shops, when they have like gold ore on sale, it's 10 gold ore, not just like 1. So I've actually started buying ore because it's pretty worth it.
Yeah, that's actually quite a good trade. There we go. Oh yeah, here's a YouTube related small world thing. When two rental properties ago, the boiler broke down. And it broke down like in the middle of the night, and actually broke down like a bad break. One of the pumps failed in a catastrophic way and started leaking water everywhere. So it was an emergency plumber call out. It was just that. Called my landlady. She was a lovely lady. She came around straight away, and immediately got a on-call emergency engineer down there. And he came down and saw my YouTube plaque, and he said, "Oh my God, you're Avak?" He watched my content. That's nice. About the only one I can think of. That was again another kind of worlds collide thing. I was like, oh, I've been spotted in the wild. This is also awkward because it's my home. Poop. That was worse than just being. I was flagged down one time walking through Edinburgh with Lady Sheila. I was just walking through the mall just off Waverley Station, one of the main kind of train hubs, and a guy recognized my beard. I was like, Avak? I was like, oh, nice. Another case of being caught out in the wild. But yeah, the one where it was like, oh, great, yeah, I am. There's no point in me denying it now. You can literally see my YouTube plaque on the wall, but this is awkward. Don't know how I feel about this. Not gonna lie, that one genuinely was like, not 100%.
That one's also super weird because they're in your house. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the part that was like, it's really cool that you enjoy my content, but this could have gone down in a better way.
One of my grocers back when I lived in Kansas, he watched streams a lot. He didn't watch any of mine because I didn't want to tell him because he knew where I lived, because I had like told him in one of our early conversations, like, yeah, I live across the street, blah blah blah. And all right, yeah. Then he saw me with, I think it was my Discord hoodie or something. He was like, "Oh, you're like actually a streamer," and I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What's your channel?" I'm like, "I don't."
That's awkward when you don't want to tell them, but they've asked, because it does feel rude then not to say.
Yeah, because it's like I don't mind telling somebody, but there's that weird factor of like, but then they know where I live. Yeah, and that's too close. That's literally too close to home.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on one hand, I really don't mind. Like, I'm not one of these people that generally worries about that sort of stuff. Like, I grew up in a place where you didn't lock your doors. You had no reason to. If someone came into your house, your first response would be, "Are you okay? Because it's odd that you've just walked into my house, so there must be a problem. Do you need help?" Rather than, "Oh my God, someone's in my house who wasn't invited in." And that's just a cultural thing. That's just different places, small towns versus cities, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. I don't know. I guess you're surrounded by all these horror stories online, and you start to it affects you whether you resist it or not, to small degrees, and that was definitely one of them. Chomp. I need to feed my mount. Right. How's the gun acquiring going?
Ooh. There's a Praiser. It's going well. I'm mildly distracted.
That's okay.
Just because I was like, oh, right, I've probably got a whole bunch of different, mutations that I can start grabbing, and the answer is yes. So I've got 200 golden arrows, and I've got a bunch of golds. Now it's just a matter of, smelting them down. Gold and silver.
Nice. Very nice.
Let's see. I was just also trying to decide, but should I just expand the lift down? But the answer is nah. We can just power around on floor 15 for a while, because that'll have.
Yeah,
the same...
we need to gather a bit more. Honestly, I think we need to get a lot more gold. Really, there's a lot of stuff we need to get more.
Let's see. I do have an inferior grounder assault rifle, but I feel like that would just be a massive waste of ammo. I was hoping I could get like a good sniper rifle, but I haven't had any of those drop yet.
Right.
The insect tier laser is a good gun. Gotcha. Let's see if I can make that.
The plasma one, yeah. I was looking at that.
My only problem is
for it again?
Insector exoskeleton, mucus, and primordium. The exoskeleton, no, I actually have a whole bunch of this stuff, so never mind. I was a little worried.
Actually, I'm gonna pop on back because I was meaning to get that a while ago, and I didn't. So I'm gonna.
Yeah,
jump back and do this
I cut a pretty direct path back, so you shouldn't have to worry. And if you've taken out all of the spawners, there's no reason to stick around just right now. Where's all my primordium? I love having massive amounts of inventory space, but it is definitely a mild problem. Is there ammo on this?
No, I think it's an energy weapon, so it doesn't have ammo. Oh wow, that was some chunky lag.
No ammo needed. Oh, well, that solves so many problems.
I'm just grabbing a bunch of thingamajigs, bars, metals, and such. What did you make it out of?
Oh
wait, there wasn't a metal, was there? No.
Yeah, no metal. You don't have to worry about that. Man, if it doesn't have ammo, I'm gonna give it a gold upgrade.
Yeah, you may as well at that point. Let's grab the exoskeleton, mucus, and primordium.
I just have to find the... There we go.
$30 damage a second. Wow.
Knockback plus 100. I'm curious if that's going to do anything.
I mean, if it's a flat plus 100 or plus 100%.
Flat plus 100. So...
That might be reasonable then.
Oops. Did I just... Yep. Toss my armor on the ground.